Happy Easter, Light of Christ, and happy Pascha to those of the Eastern tradition. I just have a few announcements, and then I'm going to invite a time of sharing like we had a month ago. But a couple of announcements. Just again, a reminder that in 2 weeks we have this visitation. We've been getting ready for it for about a year now. And I said this 2 weeks ago, but just want to make clear what the purpose of the visitation is. Actually, the primary purpose is for the visitation team as kind of representatives of various Sword of the Spirit communities to see if we could be a Sword of the Spirit community. So there's different stages in the process, just as in our community, there's just different stages of commitment as someone's exploring community life. So our community is doing the same thing. We've been an affiliate community with the Sword of the Spirit. So we've been learning from the Sword of the Spirit, and we've decided we want to move forward and try to move toward being a full Sword of the Spirit community, but there's, again, stages. So the next stage for us is to become an underway community. And this team wants to come and see, are we doing the things that an underway community in the Sword of the Spirit should be doing? And so there's two sides of that. One is the personal side. Are the people living the kind of life, Christian life, that the Sword of the Spirit says, yeah, that represents us. We think that's good. And as a community, is our leadership and our outreach and our formation functioning in a similar way? So there's some specific things that Sword of the Spirit's looking for. Every community is a bit different. There's room for that, but there are some specific things. And so the survey looked at some of the individual, what are we doing as individuals? And then they're going to come and kind of look at both pictures. Okay, how are they doing formation and outreach in a good way? And just to say, they're not necessarily looking for every member of our community to be living the same standard of life as, a fully committed member in another community. We're all in formation, really, in this community. And so I've shared before the elements of good membership. That's a list that all the members of the Sword of the Spirit got together and said, this describes how we're trying to live the Christian life. And so in our own community, if you're new, you may not have heard of that. That's okay. You don't need to have heard of that. But if you're moving towards saying, I might consider this a place where the Lord is really calling me long-term, then we're trying to put in place some of these elements of good membership, again, a way of living out the Christian life. So they might be asking questions related to that, and they're not necessarily expecting every one of us to be living that, but I think they're expecting us to be moving toward a similar kind of Christian maturity and expression of the Christian life as other Sword of the Spirit communities. So that's, in some ways, the primary goal. They're going to walk away and say, yes, we think these folks are going to be a good Sword of the Spirit community. We think they should move forward with us. Or they're going to say, well, there's a couple things that they need to work on. I think I have every confidence that we will move forward with the Sword of the Spirit. But again, just want to give you that perspective. Another thing that they'll be doing on the visitation is just saying, as a group of people, how are things going? Are there issues? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? So they'll be giving that kind of feedback as well. That's my announcement. So be ready and looking forward. Be honest. Be really honest about your experience. You don't need to put anything on. Just tell them how you're experiencing community life. I want to invite us to do a similar reflection that we did a month ago. So my conviction is that we are meant to build strong relationships, and that this last year was a very difficult year for everyone to build strong relationships because of social distancing, because of political arguments, because of COVID handling, all these kinds of things. And we want to build strong relationships. So we want to come out of this pandemic building trust, building unity. And that takes work. This year has taught me building strong relationships takes work. So we did this in a big way, but that meant that fewer people were actually able to share. I want to invite, for the rest of the house group, people in the room to go around and share one or more of three possible things. So one is actually just something that you're grateful for, something that you're thankful for, some way in the last month or over the 40 days or over the last year that you're just grateful for in your life. That could be one thing that you share. The second thing that you could share is someone that you're grateful for. And this is what we did a month ago, and I want to have us do it again in the small group, in the house group. And it could be someone in the house group, it could be someone outside of the house group that you're thankful for. How can you honor them? What have you seen them do? What choices have you seen them make? How are they living their life that really inspires you or calls you on? So something that you're thankful for, someone that you're thankful for. And then the last one is, how have you seen the Lord at work in your life over the last year? It has been a very interesting year. And our series in the 40 days is about how the Lord rerouted Israel into the wilderness because he wanted to draw them closer. He wanted to work with them in a special way. And over the last year, we have been rerouted from what we thought we were going, where we thought we were going. But God had a purpose. And what was God doing with you? How have you seen the Lord at work in your life this year? And I don't want to, it's not just what have you learned. I don't want to talk politics. I want to say, where have you seen the Lord at work? How are you different? And how is the Lord behind that? How have you grown in relationship with the Lord? How have you seen the Lord at work? So one of those three things, or more of those. If there's enough time, people could share multiple things. Something you're thankful for, someone you're thankful for, and how you've seen the Lord at work. So again, happy Easter. Christ is risen, and he is risen indeed. God bless you all.